Hi, my name's Kelly, and this is my channel, Let Me Take a Shelfie. Today, I have something super exciting to share with you. I think it's like 17 super exciting things to show you. I may have gone overboard a little bit, but it's okay. They'll get read eventually, right? Maybe you've guessed it. Maybe you read the title. Maybe you saw the thumbnail that I hopefully will be able to figure out how to take. But today, I'm coming to you with a book haul. Yes, a book haul. I know, it's amazing. I made the fortunate, I don't know which yet, discovery of Book Outlet. And oh my god, it's just the most amazing thing. Because books are so cheap, and I don't know if you know this yet, but when you go to Book Outlet, as long as you spend $35, then you get free shipping. Now, I guess I'm gonna show you my box of shame. This is a giant box of shame. Please don't judge me. Just please. Oh my god. Because today, and this is not a joke, this is like a for real 20-pound box of books that is in this. Alright? There are 20 pounds of books in this box, is what I mean to say. Wow, okay, words. And I'm about to open them for the first time. I don't know, well, I mean, I suppose I know what's in there, but I kind of forgot because, you know what happens with BookTube is you order something and then a second later, it's like the next day or so, they end up coming out with the book that you wanted to buy in this box, and it wasn't in time, so you're already thinking about your next order. So I kind of remember them. I remember that I really wanted all of them. There are no books in here that were just fillers, and I'm really excited to open it up. So, without much further ado, why don't we crack this thing? What? Well, that wasn't cool. False advertising tape. Thought I was taking you off, but I wasn't. Here. Oh my goodness. This would be an awesome invoice that's telling me how much I get to save off taxes next year. Yeah. Oh man, it's so amazing. It's paper. Whoa. Ugh. Look at that. Look at that box. Look at that. Do. Oh my gosh. All right. Also, my cat's probably going to go insane once they see this paper because they love this paper. So, I apologize for crinkling in the future. Ooh, and then there's another one. Oh my goodness. Are you ready? Do you want to peek? Here you go. This is what it looks like on the top. Alright, let's talk. Ugh. This first one is a Wi-Fi, oh my goodness. Sci-fi and YA apparently equal Wi-Fi. The first one I pulled out is a book called The Ones, and this is by Daniel Sweren-Becker. And I saw this, I'd never heard of it before, but it seems amazing. The back of the cover, it says, "When the world turns against you, how far do you go to fight back?" Dun dun dun. And this is a book about basically a world where science has figured out how to genetically alter people to make them stronger, better, faster. And then the rest of the population, once the stronger, better, faster people start growing up, decide that, hey, this is really unfair. So the ones who were genetically altered or modified when they were embryos then become lesser humans, and this is the story that follows with that, and I guess the prejudices that go along with it. It sounded really cool. Let's see how much room we have back here. The next one I'm super excited for. I have been looking for this book, oh gosh, I don't know, years. It's a lot smaller than I thought it was. This is called The Lover's Dictionary by David Levithan. It's basically a dictionary of words, and then instead of having the regular dictionary definition, it has the memories that David Levithan associates with those words. I guess he used to use these as his little notes to people to share memories with loved ones. And so it really sounds like a cool concept to me. The next one that I'm pulling out, this is the second to the Nil trilogy. I bought Nil, the first book, the last time I ordered from Book Outlet. This is Nil Unlocked, and it is by Lynne Matson. And I don't really know why I want to read these books so much, but I am suspicious that the reason why I bought the second book, even though I haven't read the first one yet, is largely due to the fact that the pages are so floppy. And the first book, Nil, it's about a world where there are these portals that you can fall into and you have 365 days to get home or you die. But yeah, it looks pretty cool, so I was really excited. The next one is The Secret Sky by Atia Abawi. This is the story kind of like Romeo and Juliet-ish that takes place in Afghanistan across these two classes where this girl, Fatima, and this boy, Samiula, I'm sorry, they basically fall in love, and that's what the story's about. It's cool because it was written by someone who actually was in Afghanistan and experienced some things that made her feel like it was necessary to share this story. When I finish it, it'll definitely become, oh wow, that falls down way too easily, an addition into my classroom. Oh my goodness. So then, one of my most exciting books that I got in here is Eon, and this was like $3 and something change. I'm so excited to get this because I actually bought it from the library. I read the first chapter and I was like, I need to buy this. Actually, I was pretty sure that I needed to buy this, if not only because Tamora Pierce, the author of one of my favorite series, Song of the Lioness, blurbed it saying that I loved it, can't wait for the sequel, which happens to be right here. So these are Eon and Eona by Alison Goodman. These are basically the same as one of my favorite stories, Alana. That's why I liked it. People explain it as like Mulan. A girl wants to do something that's traditionally a male only position and works to hide as a male even though she's female and prove that they're strong enough to go forward and become what she wants to become. So that is Eon and Eona, and I cannot tell you how excited I am to read these books. Oh my goodness, there's so many good things. So the next one was a complete cover by, and I heard some good things about it and I thought it sounded cute. I have to check and see if this is a scratch and dent or if this just happened in the shipping process, because it's a little bit dinged. I don't know if you can see the pages are a little bit messed up. Yes, it was. All right, so this is scratch and dent, but it's just the pages, and this can be fixed with some flattening out of a book. It's not like the biggest deal. It's not beautiful aesthetically, but it still has the paper cover. And I mean, just look at this cover. It's pastel-y and so cute and adorable. But what I ended up finding out was that it actually goes below the cover. The story is about a girl who, I guess her mother maybe dies. I'm not really sure. But she's grown up with her mother in the US, I believe. And her father lived in Italy. And she goes to live with her father and she's not really happy about it. But she finds a diary that her mother left behind of her time while she was in Italy. And she ends up finding, of course, the love interest, and they traipse through Italy, retracing her mother's steps, and it sounded really good, so I decided to get it. That is Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welch. Next up is one that I was very strongly recommended to read by my school librarian. It's one of her favorite YA novels, and it is by Adele Griffin, and it is Loud, Awake, and Lost. I was recommended this book after I'd finished reading, I think it's E. Lockhart wrote it, We Were Liars, and I loved We Were Liars. I was so shocked, like I almost threw the book across the room, kind of shocked, and this book feels very similar, where there's a main character who's lost some bit of memory and doesn't remember exactly what happened. So the conflict is kind of, how did I get where I am? What happened to me? And they're trying to solve that problem. So that is Loud, Awake, and Lost. The next one I got, I do believe, must have been Scratch and Dent because it does not have a cover on it, which is a little bit sad. Yeah, but I'm still really excited to read it, so I'm not really going to complain. This is Unhooked. I can see somebody cut the cover in half right on the back. This is a retelling of Peter Pan, where Neverland is kind of like a dark, scary place to be, where children are kidnapped by the people in Neverland. But it sounded awesome. It sounded a little bit spooky and creepy, and if you haven't seen the cover, it's like sea and the ship is like going through a storm or something, and it's pretty cool looking. The next one I bought was because it won an award and it sounded really interesting. This is Stephanie Oakes' The Sacred Lives of Minnow. Basically, it's a story of a girl who grew up in a cult and was completely indoctrinated into their belief system, and then was saved from the cult, and she's not really convinced that she's been saved, and so she has to figure out whether she should keep the truth to herself or share what was going on and kind of betray what she believes in. All right. The next one that I got is The Shock of the Fall. I got this one because I watched someone's review on it, and it turns out that it's about a brother talking about the death of his brother, but he himself has schizophrenia. And instantly I was like, what? I want to read a book through the perspective of someone who has schizophrenia? That sounds amazing. I really think that this is going to be a really interesting book, and I cannot wait to read it. So the next book that I'm going to pull out, I received actually free through NetGalley from Sourcebooks Fire. That is Anything You Want by Geoff Herbach. And as you can probably tell, I bought it because it was so good. The reason why I liked it is hard to explain, but I think it had to do with the writing and the characterization, because this is a contemporary, I guess you would call it a romance story. The main character, this boy, his name is Taco. He is somebody that most people would consider to be that dumb jock guy. He gets along because everyone kind of just goes, he's Taco. And he accidentally gets his girlfriend pregnant. He loves his girlfriend so much. He wants to raise his child, but obviously that comes with issues. He is a high school student. The story is him and his girlfriend navigating the waters that are high school as well as life, and trying to overcome the issues that exist. Again, Anything You Want by Geoff Herbach. The next two that I'm going to pull out, I have wanted for a very long time. I first learned about them from an edition of Discover magazine. I'm not sure if you're familiar. It's basically a Science for the People magazine, and they talked about this book as being revolutionary because it was a Chinese sci-fi novel, or it was a sci-fi novel that had come out of China, and that it was basically the Chinese equivalent of Star Wars in China. And since I heard about it, I've only heard good things, but I've never been able to get my hands on it. It's like, I don't know, a $15 paperback, and I'm just not all about that life. So when I saw it on Book Outlet, I was like, I need this, and I haven't even read the first one, but I ended up getting the second one anyways. But this is the Three-Body Problem and The Dark Forest by Cixin Liu. I'm probably saying that wrong, and I apologize. I have no idea how to say or pronounce Chinese names. This is a book in translation, and it is an adult sci-fi novel. And they are huge, which I also wasn't necessarily anticipating. Like, oh my goodness, this is a lot of pages. So that's the Three-Body Problem and The Dark Forest. The next one that I am going to pull out, I also received as a galley from NetGalley. Who else does this one? Fuel and Friends? I'm not really familiar with this publisher. But this is a dystopian novel. It is called Flawed by Cecilia Ahern. This is a book where you need to be perfect, otherwise you are considered flawed, and if you are flawed, you are considered, or you have to be punished. So it's all about a society of perfect people. This one is a scratch and dent, so just to show you what you might end up getting if you were to order a scratch and dent. It does have a little box cut, but that made it like $3 for a hardcover book, and so I was super okay with the idea of that. So I figured it's one that I think kids will pick up, and I want to be able to review it, so you will definitely be seeing this one in my future, so if you're interested, keep in touch. The next one I'm going to pull out has been pretty popular on the booktubes lately. This is Susan Dennard's Truthwitch. If you're not familiar, it is a part of at least a duology at the moment, but this is a book about a world where there are people, witches, obviously people who have powers, and the main character happens to be able to tell the truth, or tell whether or not someone's telling the truth, and people don't want her to be able to know secrets. It's going to be a pretty interesting story about a girl who is trying to keep her independence, or something along those lines, I would assume. Book itself. Also, is this a big book, or is that just me? I feel like this is huge. Weird. Next, I had completely forgotten that I put in here, and I'm so excited. That is The Crooked Kingdom. They had it, and it was not scratch and dent. This is just overstock, and it has the beautiful red pages, just so, with a tiny little mark saying that it was overstock or whatever. I need to get my hands on the first cover. Oh, dude! There's a poster inside. What? Look at that! The cover becomes a poster. I will never use it, but it's very cool. I have started reading the first one, but then I had to return it to my school library because we are renovating, and they had to shut down like 2 months early or something. So I only got a chance to read like the first 4 chapters, which were amazing. And so now I just am waiting to get my hands on the first one at a cheaper than full price. Because if you haven't caught on, I'm not all about spending lots of money on books. The next one is an adult fantasy novel, I believe. Kind of like a fantasy alternate history novel. It's called A Criminal Magic, and this one is by Leigh Kelly. And this one seems really cool. It takes place in the 1920s, and it's reimagining the 1920s in Washington, D.C. And in this reality, or alternate reality, magic is very addictive and dangerous, and also extremely illegal. And they enact prohibition, but it's against magic. And so that causes like underground magic places that you can go, kind of like the bars used to be, the speakeasies and those kinds of things. But it's just reimagining it with magic as the prohibited thing instead. And it sounded awesome, and I really cannot wait to read it. Last but not least, from this box, is a book that I haven't really heard much about. It is by A.S. King. This is Gloria O'Brien's History of the Future. And this sounded really cool. It's basically about a girl who doesn't really know what she's going to be doing with her life. She graduates high school, and she's kind of like, I feel like this is pointless. And then realizes through some sort of way that she has the ability to see infinitely into the future and infinitely into the past, and realizes that the world is going to turn into a place where there's a dictator that, or at least the US is going to turn into a place where there's a dictator that kind of limits the rights of women. It's very relevant to what's going on right now, I feel. Yeah, so that is the end of this massive book haul. So just final count. Wait, why did I go on 19? I don't know. There's 18 books here, 20 pounds of books. This has been an insanely long book haul, but I'm so excited to be reading. There are so many things here. Like, just all of the books. And to be honest, it was all under $75. That's insane. How did I get all of this for under $75? Because you would not be able to walk into a store and do that. There's just no way. I guess tradition is supposed to say that I'm supposed to pick up all of these things. so many. Ooh, okay, that's starting to hurt. All right, I'm gonna put them down now. So if you liked this video, please subscribe below. And if you're interested in hearing about any of these books, please let me know. I don't know what I'm going to be reading this month in particular. So go ahead and in the comments, let me know what you're most interested about hearing about. If you've read any of these books, let me know which ones you've liked in the past and recommend me reading first. Please give me a thumbs up sign if you enjoyed what you saw, or I suppose the opposite if you didn't. Oh, I hope you did. But please stop by again. I cannot wait to talk about these books with you. And let's get reading. Bye.